Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're re-diving into a topic that so many of you have asked about: how to create your very own 3D cartoon video. It might seem like a huge, complicated mountain to climb, but I promise, with the right steps and a bit of patience, you can bring your animated stories to life. We're going to break down the entire process, from the first spark of an idea all the way to hitting that final render button. Grab a notebook, get comfortable, and let's get started on your animation journey. First things first, every great animation starts with a great idea. This is the foundation of your entire project. What story do you want to tell? Who are your characters? What is the world they live in? Don't rush this part. Spend some time brainstorming. Maybe you want to create a funny short about a squirrel trying to hide a giant nut, or a heartwarming tale about two robots falling in love. Write it down. A simple, clear concept is often the most powerful. Think about the beginning, the middle, and the end of your story. What's the conflict? What's the resolution? Once you have your idea, it's time to create a script and a storyboard. For a short cartoon, you don't need a 100-page screenplay. Alongside your script, you'll create a storyboard. A storyboard is basically a comic book version of your video. It's a sequence of drawings that represent each shot. You don't have to be an amazing artist for this. Stick figures are totally fine. The goal is to visualize the camera angles, the character positions, and the flow of the action. This step is crucial because it's your blueprint. Making changes now with a pencil and paper is 1,000 times easier than changing things later when you read deep into the 3D process. With your storyboard ready, we move on to one of the most exciting parts: character and environment design. This is where you decide what your world and its inhabitants will look like. What's the style? Is it cartoony and exaggerated, or more realistic? Sketch out your characters from different angles: front, side, and back. This is called a character sheet, and it will be your guide for modeling. Think about their personality. A grumpy character might have a permanent frown and slumped shoulders, while a cheerful one might be bouncy with wide eyes. The same goes for your environments. A spooky forest will have twisted trees and dark colors, while a futuristic city will have sleek lines and glowing lights. Your design choices will set the tone for the entire video, so have fun and let your creativity run wild. Now we fire up the computer and enter the world of 3D software. This is where we start building everything digitally. The first stage is modeling. Modeling is the process of creating the 3D shapes of your characters, props, and environments. It's like digital sculpting. You start with basic shapes like spheres or cubes, and then push, pull, and stretch them until they match your design sketches. For beginners, I highly recommend starting with Blender. It's an incredibly powerful, professional-grade 3D software, and best of all, it's completely free. There are countless tutorials online to help you learn the basics of modeling in Blender. Start with simple objects first, like a cup or a book, before tackling your main character. It takes practice, but seeing your 2D sketch turn into a 3D object is an incredibly rewarding feeling. Once your models are built, they're probably just plain grey shapes. The next step is to give them color and texture. This stage is called texturing and shading. Texturing is like painting your 3D model. You can create your own textures in software like Photoshop or GIMP, or find pre-made ones online. Is your character wearing a wool sweater? You'll need a wool texture. Is the floor made of wood? You'll need a wood grain texture. Shading or creating materials is what determines how your model reacts to light. Is it shiny like metal, dull like rubber, or transparent like glass? You'll adjust settings like roughness, metallic, and specularity to get the look just right. This step is what really starts to bring your models to life and makes them feel like they belong in a tangible world. So you have a fully textured character model. Now what? It can't move on its own. This is where rigging comes in. Rigging is the process of creating a digital skeleton or an armature inside your 3D model. This skeleton has bones and joints, just like a real one. It's what lets you pose your character's arm, bend their knees, or make them smile. Rigging can be one of the more technical parts of the process, but many programs have auto-rigging tools that can simplify it. A good rig is essential for believable animation. It's the hidden framework that makes all the movement possible. Now, for the magic animation, this is the part where you finally bring your characters to life by making them move, act, and speak. Animation in 3D is usually done using keyframes. You set a pose for your character at a specific point in time. That's a keyframe. Then you move forward in time and set another pose. The computer automatically calculates all the movement in between. A process called interpolation or tweening. You'll go through your storyboard shot by shot, animating your characters to match the action. Pay attention to the principles of animation, like timing, spacing, and squash and stretch. This is the most time-consuming part of the whole process, but it's also where the soul of your cartoon truly emerges. While you're animating, you also need to think about lighting. Lighting is a powerful tool for setting the mood and guiding the viewer's eye. Just like in live-action filmmaking, you'll place virtual lights in your 3D scene. A three-point lighting set up using a key light, a fill light, and a backlight is a classic starting point. A bright, sunny day will need a strong, harsh light source. A mysterious night scene might use soft, colored lights. The way shadows fall across your character can dramatically change the emotional impact of a scene. Good lighting can make a simple model look stunning, while bad lighting can make even the most detailed model look flat and uninteresting. Experiment with different light types, colors, and intensities to see what works best for your story. We're almost there. Once all your animation is complete, your scenes are lit, and your virtual cameras are in place, it's time for rendering. Rendering is the process where the computer takes all the information in your 3D scene, the models, textures, lighting, and animation, and calculates the final 2D images, frame by frame. This can be a very intensive process for your computer, especially for high-quality animations. A single frame can take anywhere from a few seconds to several hours to render, depending on the complexity of your scene. So, for a 10-second clip at 24 frames per second, that's 240 frames your computer needs to create. Be prepared for your computer to be busy for a while. This is a good time to take a well-deserved break. The final step is post-production, or cut. This is where you take all your rendered image sequences and bring them into a video editing software like DaVinci Resolve, which also has a free version, or Adobe Premiere Pro. Here, you'll assemble your shots in the correct order, just like editing a live-action movie. You'll add your sound effects, footsteps, doors closing, magical zaps, and your background music. This is also where you can do color correction and grading to give your entire video a consistent, polished look. You can add special effects like glows, lens flares, or smoke. Sound design is incredibly important. It adds another layer of life and immersion to your cartoon. And that's it. You've gone from a simple idea to a finished 3D cartoon video. It's a long and challenging process, but it's broken down into manageable steps. Remember, nobody becomes an expert overnight. Your first project might not look like a Hollywood blockbuster, and that is perfectly okay. The most important thing is to start, to learn with each step, and to have fun telling your story. Each part of this process is a skill in itself, so be patient with yourself. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this guide has demystified the process for you and inspired you to start creating. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for more tutorials. Happy animating!